on that exam. So it is examination based. Now, as I told you earlier, the definition of the expert judges, they need to be, anybody remembers the three attributes of an expert judge? We need some interaction, please.
Subjective.
With the content, the context.
Content expert.
Subject.
Or context, subject, which is the content.
Yes.
And then
And
the context.
context.
Context expert.
Context expert, they know the students, they know the learning, they know the environment. And what is the last one?
Process
Expert, which what we are talking about right now. So you select expert judges with this criteria. This is the second point about criterion referencing. Then they discuss, before they do anything, they discuss, dear guys, what do you think the borderline students are? The minimally competent, what do we mean by minimally competent? Because this is the second very important aspect of the process of standard setting. Thinking about the borderline. They agree on who is borderline or minimally competent. Then they start looking at the questions. For example, you have an exam with 20 questions and you brought 5 judges. They sit apart from each other. Everybody is sitting on a different table or a different place, and they start looking at the questions one by one and making judgments on those questions. Because, as we mentioned at the beginning of this slide, the standard setting is examination based. You look at the questions in the exam. At the end, I will discuss why do we do that. Now, we look at the questions and make judgments. Then the judgments are examined and discussed. After we finish, halas, I finished my 20 questions, you finished, and then we come and make some discussions. We examine our judgments and discuss them, and then we agree upon changes. We agree upon and make some changes. We will say, well, you said question 3 is very difficult, I don't think it is, and then we start re-examining our judgments. So these are the points, and then we make an average of the judgments. Let me explain again. We bring a team of experts, we give them the exams and ask them to pass judgments on individual questions. Then we discuss the judgments, then we correct certain judgments, and then we take an average. So if we are 5 judges and we passed 5 judgments on a question, we make an average and we consider that this is the pass mark for this particular question. Then we average the total of the questions and make an average pass mark for the whole exam. Is this clear? This is called examination-based criterion referencing. Now there are possibilities. After we finish the process, for example, in our institutions, the pass mark by policy is 60%. So let us assume we did this process and we discovered that for this particular exam, the pass mark must be higher because it's an easy exam. Or we might say, well, we discovered that this exam is too difficult and the pass marks must be lowered to 50, for example. So what can we do if we pass such a judgment after going through the process of standard setting? What do you think we should do? We asked judges, they looked at the exam and they said, well, by looking at these 20 exams, and we know your students, now this, and we know the content, we know the topic, now this is a too difficult exam. What are you going to do if you do this standard setting process before the exam and you discover that the exam is a bit too difficult for the group of students? What will you do?
Can I ask a question first?
Yes, please, Hasna.
Who is deciding if this exam is difficult or easy?
The expert judges. The expert judges. You bring 5, 6, 7 expert judges, give them the exam. We will explain the process itself in detail later on. But this is the outline of the process. You will ask them, think about the borderline, pass judgments on the questions, and tell us whether question 1 is too difficult, too easy. I will tell you the exact process later on. But this is what they do.
Okay, fine.
The 5 judges will decide on the exam, whether it is too easy, too difficult, or it is balanced and it's okay. But we assume that sometimes they might tell us this exam is too difficult or this exam is too easy. What are the things that we can do? What can we do?
Yes, Doctor.
أيوة حمدي.
Assalamu alaikum.
وعليكم السلام حمدي.
Yes, I think we have to review the exam again and to do some modifications, remove some of the difficult questions, add some easier questions to match the pass mark you already, because this is by default. The policy is to achieve 60%.
Yes, thank you very much. Very well explained and exactly. You review the exams, as Hamdi said, you review the exam, maybe remove some of the difficult questions, replace them with easier ones, or we modify the questions themselves to make them easier. So you need to modify the exam before it is delivered. طيب Hamdi, if I don't have the time and I have to deliver the exam, can I do it later? Can I do something later?
Yeah, we can do curving after.
Exactly. Curving is one way of doing a process known as normalization. And we will have a session on Tuesday on normalization. What is normalization and how to do it? But normalization is post-exam correction of issues related to the exam. So we are going to discuss all types of post-exam corrections or actions, but as our brother Hamdi said, we can do it before the exam, which is called correction or balancing, or after the exam, which is called normalization of scores, and we will discuss that later on. Thank you, Hamdi. Okay, then this is generally speaking about the process of criterion referencing. Now, for non-referencing, the major difference, it is not examination-based. It is examinee-based. We pass the judgment based on the performance of the examinees, the students. And this is why it is considered as a post-mortem. It is something you do it after the exam is finished, and you look at the performance of the students, and then you produce a non-referencing value. Now this is the major difference. The first one, the criteria referencing, is examination based, while the non-referencing is examinee based. Now for examinee based standard setting or non-referencing, we use something called the marker questions. Marker questions. Marker questions are questions that you use in exams and you use in other exams, and again you use them again and again to use them for non-referencing. These marker exams, you use them to see the variation between cohorts of students. So this is advisable to use what is known as marker questions. Now, what do you do after the exam is finished? You calculate the mean and the standard deviation, and then you calculate a cut score. So it means if you discover that an exam is too difficult or too easy, when you conduct a criterion referencing standard setting, you might opt to use no referencing after